Welcome to our fifth in this series of orchard talks about the best practices guidelines for our heritage apricot orchard at the Los Altos Civic Center. This historic landmark is right next to the Los Altos History Museum, and at the museum we strive to inspire our citizens to care for our historic assets. So the topic of this talk is the harvest of the apricots. Our heritage orchard is a working landscape in an urban environment, and production of the crop is a key benchmark for our success at caring for our orchard. Our goal is to produce a crop of sweet, sun-ripened Blenheim apricots to share a taste of the past with our citizens. This heirloom variety was planted in the early 1800s. Since it does not ship well, it's really very rarely available in stores, and Blenheims are best suited to drying. So secondly, we want to keep alive the agricultural heritage of our community by demonstrating all that it takes to produce a crop in this working landscape. When does the harvest occur? Well, around the 4th of July. But that's pretty much plus or minus 2 weeks. So here it is, the middle of June, and we're already beginning to see that lovely pink and orange blush on our green cots. We like to keep up traditions in Los Altos, and the apricots have been sold through the DeMartini Orchard produce stand across San Antonio from the Civic Center. There are two ways that you could purchase apricots. One is through DeMartini's produce stand. The other, if you want a whole box of apricots, we call them a lug, is to place an order through City Hall when the city manager sends out the announcement. Now, the orchardist picks and sells the fruit, and City Hall puts out do not pick signs so that our citizens understand this is not a pick your own orchard. In this photo, you can see that sometimes the squirrels and the birds get to the cots before we do. And that's why this can't be a pick your own orchard. So the citizens are discouraged from picking up the fallen fruit for health reasons. You know, it'd be really nice to have a volunteer crew, but there are some liability issues with volunteer pickers. So what does the future hold? Well, under discussion within the Orchard Commons Committee are several topics. Wouldn't it be nice if we could have some educational outreach at the time of the harvest? Maybe we could take some first steps to work towards working out those liability issues to get a volunteer crew. And maybe we can be creative in finding some ways to use the fallen and damaged fruit. Thinking jam. The apricots used to be dried on trays like this. This photo actually is from Andy's orchard in Morgan Hill. I encourage you to visit Andy's orchard when he has the tasting events during the summer. And you can savor the flavors of the heirloom varieties of stone fruits that used to be grown in our region. Now, Mr. Smith, at the time of harvest, hired his friends and migrant workers. And I hear tell from old timers that processing cots, cutting cots, was the first job for some of the school kids in the area. And so apparently at the time of World War II, labor was rather scarce. So, no, child labor? Things have changed. I also hear tell that the location where Mr. Smith dried his apricots is the site that now is the police department at the Civic Center. So we invite you to come learn more about the harvest and the processing of the apricots at our outdoor agricultural exhibit in the courtyard of the Los Altos Heritage Museum. We'd like to hear from you. You can contact me, Jane. Send me your comments, questions, suggestions. You can reach me at hello@losaltoshistory.org. I look forward to hearing from you.